Hey guys, I'm super excited to be back to Monday Motivational Zoom for 2023. This is our first one. And you guys, I missed you last month, but man, those Gift of Growth Zooms were incredible. I actually listened to probably 90% of them on recording instead of actually live, just because I put them each like notes on each of them in my actual notes section of my phone, because I was like, you know what? I want my own takeaways from each one. I probably should have done it a little bit more detailed, but I would highly encourage you guys. All you have to do is go to Courtney Glazier's YouTube page, and literally it's like Sober Court or something. If you go there, you can go through and watch every single one of them. Or Kaylee, they're still in the featured post, probably all of the Zoom recordings from that too, probably, right?
Yeah, I just didn't put all of them because I posted her YouTube and they're all right there.
Perfect, perfect. And you guys, here's the thing, and I want to start the year off with saying this. Okay, you are only going to be as successful as you are resourceful. Okay, so I want to highly encourage you to work smarter, not harder. Okay, instead of feeling that you need to be able to do everything, you need to be everywhere, you need to be like trying to do it all, just focus on what you can sustain doing, right? Make your goals and your actions match. Meaning, if your goal is to retire your family or whatever, okay? And listen, that's a big, audacious goal, all right? You have to start with the bare minimum first, okay? You have to start just like everybody else, like VIP 400, 800, 1600. If you've already been past that time period and you're relaunching, because I know you guys, I've had so many people coming back. Just in this last week, I have people that are down within my team, my own personally enrolled customers that have come back, customers that ordered for the first time that were enrolled with people that are no longer active. I mean, it's just been absolutely crazy. But I want to encourage you that you get a game plan together to, if you're relaunching, okay, that you get something together that you are going to be able to do on a daily basis. And if you don't have to focus everywhere, right? But if you are planning on, like I'm doing, I don't know, last night around 11 o'clock, I decided I was going to do 365 videos this year on TikTok, and I'm just going to repurpose those and upload those to that Snapkick, whatever website. And then I'm literally posting them to Facebook, to TikTok, to Instagram, to YouTube shorts. And then like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how to like convert to Pinterest. And I know everybody's like, what? Don't worry about it. You don't need to do all that business. That's just what I'm going to do, right? So the reason why I'm telling you this is because you are going to see everybody doing different things. You're going to see people going live. You're going to see people posting, every single day in their stories like a crazy person. And you're going to compare yourself and instantly say, well, I'm not doing that. Maybe that's why I'm not here. Or I'm not there. You guys, I've never done things the way everybody else has done them. I've stayed true to who I am. And I can promise you, if you stay consistent, intentional, and you are literally always trying to learn and improve and interact with people, you are going to grow, right? So like stick to something. And if you are only mainly on one platform, that's okay. Focus on how you're going to get in front of people. How are you going to stay consistent there? And that is where your main focus is. And I would highly encourage you to find one, right, that you're mainly going to be focused on. And then the other one that you're going to kind of contribute to. And then, yeah, if you're going to share to the third one or the fourth one or wherever you go, that's great. But don't try to spread yourself so thin, especially if you don't have a ton of time to do your stuff, right? So you want to make the biggest bang for your buck. Every single day to get some kind of post out to let people know what you have your hands on, what you're doing, that you have samples. If you don't share it, somebody else is going to. But remember, people need to know more than just about your sales tactics. You guys, think about every time you go into a car dealership, what happens? Somebody tries to come up to you and you instantly, what's your reaction? Like you want to run the other direction most of the time. Or I don't know, if you're like me, instantly, the moment they ask you if they can help you, you're like, actually, this is what I want. And you tell them exactly what you want and exactly what you're willing to budget with. And they can't do that, you're out. Like, no bullshitting. I'm just going to leave. Right. So I want you guys to understand that as we get this year started, to set those realistic expectations for yourself so that you're setting yourself up for success instead of instantly shooting yourself down for what you haven't accomplished, right? So I'd rather you have 4 or 5 things on your list and you actually cross those things off every single day, as long as those things have to do with interacting or follow up, growing your network, making sure people know what it is that you're doing and you have your hands on. You know, if you don't talk about the product or share the product or the opportunity, nobody's going to join you. Whatever you're more focused on, that's what you're going to get the most action with, right? But if you're sitting there and you haven't added any friends or you haven't followed anybody lately, that's number one thing you need to change. Because honestly, you have to grow your network. Most people on your timeline are not seeing your post. That's just the fact. And if you've never done the ABCs and you have never gone through and intentionally interacted through the alphabet on your friends list, I highly suggest doing that too. You're probably going to see people you haven't seen in years, just like they haven't seen you. You haven't seen them. And then also, last but not least, and I'll shut my mouth in just a second so Jackie can start talking, is that make sure people know who they are following and why they should follow you, right? What is your relatability factor? And this all comes down to kind of like, why are they going to relate to you? It's the know, like, and trust factor, right? So in order, somebody can know you, but why would they interact on your post if you don't share anything, right? If you're not sharing anything that is entertaining, valuable in some way, inspiring, educational. Like, some of you guys are like clean freaks, some of you guys are organizational freaks, some of you guys are like really, really healthy gurus, some of you guys work out like awesome, right? Some of you guys are like I don't know, parents that are like super crafty, or I don't know what your specialty is. Like, I don't know what your love is. Different people have different types of stuff, but if you have a collection of things, whatever, share those things, join groups that have those things in them. Every big thing I've done in life, divorce, had kids, had my gastric sleeve surgery, I've joined groups, I've interacted with people, I've made posts, and then I added them as friends. And a lot of those people are my customers and promoters today. So I just want to get you guys started this year as a fresh slate, right? You have a fresh start. And I joined in January, 6 years on the 15th of this month, you guys. And I can tell you, it's about to get crazy, like crazy, crazy, crazy. And it's going to create momentum. And you guys, normally, like, I've seen the highest momentum in the months of March, April, and May. Those seem to be the biggest months of the year. But I mean, it's consistently growing and continues to grow. Jackie, I'm going to shut up and go shut my door because it just popped open. My dog hit it. So I'll let you take over just a second and you can kind of say some of the things you already planned.
Hi guys, welcome. I didn't do Zoom last night. I think I saw it in the comments just because I was traveling back into the country. And I actually got stuck at customs with a 2-hour delay, but I kind of planned, I was like, it's going to be too close to do the Zoom. So it was a good thing I just said, hey, I'm not doing it. But anyways, I hope you guys all had an amazing New Year and holiday season. Yeah, so we're gonna be back on schedule from like Sunday and on, and everything is pretty much going back to normal. Like, honestly, the holiday schedule was a time that a lot of the leaders were kind of like reorganizing things. We did hop on Courtney Glazier's for the entire month. That was an incredible series where we got to hear from everybody else, and nobody was on her team. So it's really nice that all those leaders stepped in, and just shows you how much the company just really pulls together. But really, I mean, how many of you guys, is this your first New Year with us? You guys can type it in the comments. I don't know who's new here, or if some of you guys are a little bit if you guys are like veterans who have like done this before. But I'm going to just give you my own personal experience, like being here in network marketing. This is my first company ever. And like, all right, we've got a couple of new people, but some of you guys who have been here, I mean, last year and some of the years before, I always saw this pattern during the new year where you would start seeing lots and lots of like, leaders like coming and stepping up to the plate, and all of a sudden they want to work super hard and all these things. And this year is going to be a little bit different, you guys, because you guys have a shit ton of leaders. I'm gonna say this really right. You guys have a shit ton of leaders who are just consistent anyways, right? We didn't go into hiding over the holidays. We didn't check out from our businesses like, some of the time, and then just come out on January 1st, like, hey guys, clap your hands, get to work. That's not us, right? Like, we've been here. So I'm really excited to share that, because for me as a leader, in the previous years, in this business, when I'm already consistent in what I'm doing, and then all of a sudden I have all these other leaders trying to come up and like, like I don't have that this time. It's just us. We're just here doing what we have to do. We're all reflecting and, like building at the same time together. Like that's how it's been for like, the past couple of like months, and I freaking love it. So I feel really, really, really good about the energy coming in. If you guys are on here and you're like, damn, you know what? I actually kind of remember that. It's just like, it happens in the beginning of the year where a bunch of people come out of the woodworks, and it's a little overwhelming, because it's like, I don't want somebody clapping in my face, like telling me to work, work, work. And, but anyways, I'm going to just share with you guys in the past 2 weeks what I was doing, just to kind of like reflect on the year. And, easily last year, first, I'm going to say, if you guys are brand new and this is your first new year in the business, congratulations. It's so exciting, because I remember my first year, and I remember kind of coming into a time where people were saying it was slow. I didn't know if it was slow because I didn't know, right? I had no idea. But it was. I remember it was really difficult for me when I first came in, because I couldn't sign a promoter for the life of me, right? Or at least anybody serious. There would be some people who would be, a little curious, and then they come and go, and then and then all of a sudden January came, announcements of, big things that Lavelle was doing for us came, and things started getting really serious. And you guys, I just remember kind of shaking in my seat, right? Like shaking in my seat, because I did have uplines telling me like that what's about to happen is going to change your life. And if you buckle down, if you turn off the TV, if you really get serious, like with your goals and dreams, and you help a lot of people, like this is something that can really change your life, right? And it happens all the time, every year. So if this is your first year and you get to experience it once, at least if you get to experience it for the first time, like great, congratulations. But guess what? It is never over, right? We see it come back all the time. And it's amazing, right? We've heard a lot, like, there's season in this business, and we're about to hit a rush season, like without a doubt, with Elite, coming out, and a lot of these things. And in the last 2 weeks, like, basically what I was doing is just closing up the year like everybody else did, spending time with my family like everybody else did, and everybody wants to, right? Really, truly being present. But on the side, I did sit down, I wrote down a bunch of my goals, right? I wrote down what my values are, because ultimately what your values are, you guys, is also what your brand is, right? What your personal brand is, and what kind of like what you put out there on social media. So once you know what those things are, it's kind of easier to like show up authentically as you, when you know what your values are, right? So I did a little bit of that. I wrote down what my goals were for like my health, my business, my, finances, because businesses and finances are two different things, you guys. It really is, right? What I wanted to do recreationally, like a whole bunch of things, right? I wrote down a bunch of those things, and really like it helped me like just really like get what I want on paper, because I haven't done my vision board yet, you guys, but I'm going to, right? And, like some of us are like, okay, well, what am I going to put on my vision board? When you guys map out, and I actually have this really special PDF that I had gotten from a planner. I got from a planner last year, and I was like sick with COVID. I didn't really like, just like, damn, I need to get my shit together, right? How many of you guys feel like that right now? You guys are just like, damn, I need to get my shit together, right? Well, I'm going to share this PDF with you guys. I pulled it from the planner that I used last year. And you guys, I'm so terrible with planners, right? I've bought in so many planners that have sat as a brick, like for like years and years, right? So if they're unnumbered, great, but I've used up the pages I wanted to. So what I did is I recreated my favorite pages, you guys. I recreated it in Canva, and I'm going to share with you guys the PDF so you guys can use it. But it's amazing, you guys. It's all the things that I just talked about, like that I had went over. I'll share it into the Dream Team training page, and you guys do it. It's just a simple 4-page PDF that is going to help you put your values, put your goals on paper for the year of 2023. And it's amazing. I mean, it even puts on there, like, what skills do you guys want to learn this year? What habits do you guys want to learn? And even what you don't want, right? What kind of things are you trying to get rid of and leave in 2022? We're already in the new year, you guys. So I will share that with you guys. And once you guys do finish it, there's where it has like your 8 areas of your life. You guys can go and start brainstorming like pictures of your goals and then stick it onto a vision board. Okay. So I'll share that stuff with you guys later, but it is absolutely amazing. Okay. So I did that. And then another thing that I did too was really important. And I actually, like, on the last day of the year, I messaged Angela and I was just like, oh my God, girlfriend, I reflected. And it's so easy for us to just get sucked into everything that was bad, or the year wasn't as great as the previous years or whatever, right? But something I did just to remain grateful, right? Just to see, like, well, what did I do in the year of 2022? I opened my phone and I looked at all of the photos and like videos and stuff. And I broke down all the months. I went January to December, and I tried to remember some of the key moments that I had, right? So January, I went to Hawaii and I visited the team, right? In February, I did whatever I did. I don't know. I think I hosted a local here in Vancouver, and then whatever. And I highlighted all these things and I broke down the entire year, you guys. There were so many amazing moments. And I realized that all 12 months, I did something good for my business, right? Whether that be visiting teams in certain areas. And, that can look like whatever for you guys. Like for me, like, I travel, like, that's what it looks like for me. It might, for you guys, it might just be like, I hosted my first like Zoom in the morning, right? It might be like, I hosted my first like, live, like, some of those things, like things you do to grow your business that are like, special. But for me, I went somewhere every single month, and I also did something huge for myself every single month, right? Which it was just like, in the previous years of doing this business, when I first started, I just did everything business. It was just like thrive, right? Which is great. Like, so you have to do that in the beginning. Somebody was just saying this, that in the beginning, that's kind of what your business looks like in order for you to get to a certain point. But 2022 was the year that I saw balance. It was literally the year that I saw balance. I was like, a very extreme balance, right? Because like, it's not like it's just like it was a very extreme balance, right? It was a lot of business, a lot of travel, a lot of stuff for the business, and also a lot of stuff personally for me, right? I saw like my daughter graduate kindergarten, my 18-year-old graduate and go to college. Like, those are huge things, you guys, right? So I encourage you guys, like, when you guys are making your goals and stuff out for the year, do not just make it all about business, because if you do and you like neglect other parts of your life, right? Your relationships, your all kinds of things. If you neglect other parts of your life, your relationships, your family, your personal goals, right? Your finances, when you neglect those things, like, it will cause chaos in your like Thrive business and like the balance that you'll have, right? So something I absolutely encourage you guys to do. I will definitely share that PDF, because it was like, I got so many comments after I shared the PDF, like with my team. They were like, wow, like, I'm so happy that you, that you shared this with us. And they're still doing it. Like, they're literally still doing it. I got to do the PDF. I got to do the PDF. The people want to do it, right? Which is huge, because Yeah.
Yeah, and you have to brainstorm. You have to brainstorm a little bit. And honestly, you guys, I'm just going to tell you, you're absolutely spot on. Every year in January, and before I joined this business, I was in a previous business. I joined this industry, you guys, in March of 2013. Okay, my very first January was January of 2014 in this industry. And I was in my first company and I went to their conference that month and they had announced these bonuses and so forth. Okay. And I'm just going to tell you this, you guys, 3 months later, and these bonuses dropped and I didn't have a gigantic team. I had the same issue a lot of people have where they join and quit, join and quit, join and quit. Right. Anyways, 2 of the girls on my team went with me to that conference. You guys, 3 months later, I left my full-time job. And a lot of you guys don't know my story, like my full story, but 3 months after that first January, you guys, I made my first 5-figure check in this industry. Okay. And I'm telling you this because if you set your goals and you say, you know what, this is what I'm going to accomplish, I highly encourage you that if for some reason some things drop that you want to run for, right? Or ultimate thriver, whatever, you're trying to hit that, you want to win, all of that, or, maybe bonuses or something like that come up next. Who knows, right? I don't know. But if you decide to do that, add them to your goals, but add your family in with the planning of how you're going to accomplish that, right? Because here's why: you want to do X, Y, and Z, and then have a movie night with your kids. Or, if you're at their ball game or you're something, right? You're going to put your phone down and you're going to pay attention. You're going to watch because you want to be present for them. You want to get all your work done and then spend the evening with your spouse, or turn off your phone and go to bed, get good sleep, right? Get a good routine going. However, don't allow your reason to become your excuse. Okay. And I'm telling you that because it's very easy to say, well, I had all of these things to do and I didn't get this done. And meantime, you're catching up on all the latest episodes. I'm not telling you not to watch TV. However, reward yourself with that TV show that you want to watch after you got your work done. And it really matters on the level of commitment that you want to have. And what you want to accomplish, right? So for me, I want to help more people accomplish the things that I have. So my goals are for me to be home, for me to be able to help other people be home. And that doesn't mean though that I take down boundaries. Okay. That doesn't mean I don't get to spend time with my husband, or I don't get to spend time with my kids, or not answer the phone, or not make dinner with my or eat dinner with my family. Okay. So even though I have these big audacious goals, my job's not to work your business. My job's to be there for you and to teach you business and to help you along with your business and guide you to where the resources are for your business. But you essentially have to be the one to add people and talk to people and make the post and get your own goal list, right? We can list stuff all day long. That's why Kaylee with this boot camp, if you watch the videos, she's telling you, listen, we're not going to sit there and do your homework. You're going to know at the end of the month if you did this stuff, because you're going to see the results. So when I joined that first business and came into the January in that first year, you guys, everybody on my team's lives that was working changed. Every single one of our lives changed because we grabbed arms together and we all had the same goal: to change our lives and to change other people's lives. And so if you guys go into this year saying, you know what, I want to make $200 to $300 a week, or I want to make $200 to $300 a month. My goal was $300 to $500 a month. That's all I had set my goal for. Once I accomplished it, I set 1,000. After I went to my first local type of situation, well, that went up because I heard somebody talking about making 5 figures, and I was like, oh, sure. If she can do it, why can't I? Right? Why not? You guys, people are making money on social media every single day by sharing things. Literally just sharing products. People are getting brand deals, people are whatever, right? You have an incredible product. We have the ultimate thriver that you guys, 4, 5, I don't even know, 4 or 5 out of the 6 last year won from this team, like in customers. Heck, I think it was 3 or I don't even know. But anyways, a lot of the winners were from this organization, you guys. Like, and we have a customer group again this year. And then not only with Elite, like we had those results, you guys, we have so many options for people. And I do want to say, absolutely, people can lose weight with just the normal 3 steps because we've seen it years in the making, right? But if you guys have not paid attention to the ingredients in Elite, whoa, first off, they added vitamin D to the capsules. Okay. I'm like so stoked about that. It's not even funny. Okay. 2, it's lower sugar, higher protein, higher fiber. Okay. Which is going to improve your gut health and lower sugar. So anyways, you got to deep dive into some of that stuff. I'm not a big ingredients person, but holy wow. I can tell you the stuff I saw, I'm stoked for because it was stuff that I was also adding in now, right? It was stuff I was already struggling with or stuff I was already adding in. So anyways, I'm going to shut up here in just 1 second, but I want you guys to understand that if you decide to show up and, like Kaylee was saying yesterday about like, just pick even 1 Zoom a week to commit to getting on. I promise you, you guys, I used to get on Sunday calls for corporate, Monday calls that basically corporate did. We had a Tuesday team call. We had a Thursday, like inspirational type of call. I don't know. We didn't have Zooms. We didn't have lives back then. We had recording videos. But my point is that you have to be plugged in and stay close to the fire and the excitement in order to believe, for one, that you can even accomplish it. 2, to be excited. If anybody is messing with your mind, I'm talking family, friends, people that on social media, it doesn't matter. Snooze them for 30 days so that you can stay focused. Like if you have somebody that's constantly posting about your post or something, like get rid of the drama. Like they don't deserve your space right now. Okay. You're focused on your goals and helping your family or whoever you're doing this for. And just allow yourself to believe for once that you can do it. Like, why not? If I can do it, if Jackie can do it, if Kaylee can do it, if every single person can do it, then you can too. And I promise you it's possible. So, yeah. And balance, I used to hear there's no such thing as balance. And I'm here to tell you, and after being in like a ton of leadership pages, yeah, there's going to be go time. There's going to be time where you're not gonna be able to come up and you probably haven't eaten today and you haven't showered today because it is so much momentum and crazy and you are fighting for your team to hit their goals. Okay. Like that's going to happen at some point to you. And I hope it does. I hope it happens to every single one of you. I hope you don't shower. Okay. I hope you don't eat for a day and I hope you don't shower. No, I'm just joking. But
no, I hope your team sends you some food because they appreciate you. I've had lots of deliveries like that. I'm like, man, you guys are so solid. Love you guys.
I am so glad. Angela is like reading my brain over here. She said there's no such thing as balance, but there's boundaries. Okay. And that is, if you don't take care of yourself, all right, then you're not going to be good to anyone. So I'm definitely here to tell you that I have been the guiltiest one of not taking care of myself and then completely collapsing. All right.
If your business is busy as hell and your team needs you and you can't get a freaking breath for the life of you, you are freaking blessed. That's all I have to say. It's true though. I mean, when it's crickets, that's when you should be complaining. Like, honestly, when you have more work than you can actually like deal with, it is a blessing, you guys. Being an entrepreneur for many, many years, right? Like I have gotten lots of businesses to push points where they're like, oh my God, we just have so much going on. We can't handle it all. That is a good thing, you guys. You guys just have to get better, like at getting through it, at scaling, right? That when you feel a pressure like that, it means it's time to scale your business, right? Time to work smarter, not harder, right? And those things, like what Angela's saying, like having boundaries, and you will have times where you can put the thing down, but there's certain things that can wait, right?
Yeah. So
you guys, like, it's amazing. Like, I'm just thinking about that and I'm like, man, I want to be busy, not showering and stuff, you know?
Well, and I'll tell you guys, if some of you guys struggle with the content that you're posting or whatever, go to Pinterest, go to Google. It doesn't matter. You can even go to the team page, because I know that I've made posts about this. Grab a content planner and then stick to that. If you need to edit some of the stuff on that content planner to kind of fit you better, do it. Okay. Get a self-made content planner. In fact, I'm going to work on one that I'm going to put up, just ideas, right, for you to post each day. Nobody yell at me, because it'll probably take me a couple days, but I'm going to probably utilize ones that I find, and then I'm just going to make it my own to kind of fit Thrive, right? But even basics things like Motivational Monday, Transformational Tuesday, Wellness Wednesday, right? And like, make a post about similar to those, but incorporate your journey, your story, these products, this opportunity, samples, and so forth into it. And just don't feel like you have to know like everything. But like for me right now, because I know what's about to happen and what's coming, I'm literally putting everything into albums on my phone. Everything about Elite is in an album. Everything about Detox is in an album. All my Zoom pictures and resources are in an album. I literally have like 50 albums on my phone, but I have product highlights. I have systems. I have stuff I'm going to send a new promoter when they get started. I have customer suggestions for like the stuff that Kaylee just shared on the team page, the breakdown, like here's 3 things if they want to get started on weight loss, or they want more energy, or they want this, or that, right? So basically I'm putting that stuff into my resource album right now. And pictures that I have of like, say I don't want to take a picture of myself today. Well, guess what? I've got a selfie album, a selfie with 3 steps album. And you guys, I'm telling you this because some days you're not going to want to get dressed. You're not going to want to take a picture of yourself. It's okay. And guess what? Sometimes you're just going to post no matter what. You don't really care. And that's okay too. Do it in your stories, whatever. But you can save yourself a ton of work by just saving posts, even that you see that you want to make into your own, or you see something that's like, wow, that's like getting a lot of attention. Grab it up, put your own spin on it, where it's a fresh post with a fresh picture. And I promise you, it'll help. Like if you see somebody say, hey, I'm getting a ton of samples from doing this, go do it, right? And that's where the resourcefulness definitely comes in, is that knowing where to find things, team pages, in your cloud office, in your albums, in your notes on your phone. If you use specific hashtags all the time or something, like I have hashtags saved for things that I personally post a lot of. And I know what posts those would go with. And I literally just copy and paste them. So I promise you'll save time, and you'll be able to bust out your follow-up. You'll be able to bust out your post. You'll be able to bust out like your content will be covered, right? So if you struggle and you like sit there and overthink things, or you're a scroller, tell yourself you're not allowed to scroll until you make a post and you interact and you talk to people, right? So you're not allowed to scroll unless you're interacting and commenting and adding people.
I love that you were just talking about that, Amanda, because that was almost my next thing that I was going to talk about, like what I was preparing to, just naturally, right? Like new year, new, whatever you want to call it. It's like new year, new folders for me, because I'm seeing like outdated things where I'm like, I got to get rid of this stuff. And I'm literally reprogramming and like freshening up my tools, right? So just like Amanda, like just having your tools and stuff ready. I mean, we had so many things, right? We have the new Elite coming. We'll probably get new PDFs and stuff for that coming out. I've literally been hawking the cloud office waiting for those things. If you guys got your Elite already, congratulations. I actually, what was it? Last Tuesday, I was so excited. I did a team call because I had seen the ingredients, like exactly what you're saying, Amanda. And I looked at the ingredients and I'm like, oh my God, you guys, like, I looked at step 1. I saw ingredients in that are in what's in treat meal. So I saw there's like treat meal components in there. There was also some heat components in, I think step 2, it had some like raspberry ketones, which these are all great for weight loss. There were some other things in there for appetite control. I'm excited. Like I had a couple people who had already got theirs. They didn't like, and I asked them like, how are you feeling? And they're like, I feel good. So my guess is they don't feel super different, but like, it kind of feels like the Thrive experience. I don't have mine yet. I'll definitely like give you guys my advice and like how I feel when I get it, but so whoever got it, they still feel like they're thriving. She's like, I hope this works. And I'm like, it will work. I mean, I saw the ingredient list, I saw what they put in there. And what I shared with my team, you guys, is we have amazing plus line products, right? But we have become the company we've become because of the 3 steps and how simple it is, right? And I know that if Jason, like we have the classic and then we have the one that's geared for weight loss, we're not getting rid of classic, right? Classic is still amazing. Classic still gets my ass out of the bed in the morning and still makes me feel grateful for every single day, right? There's nothing like, it hasn't changed. It's still doing the same things, but on a weight loss perspective, instead of taking like, extra treat meals and extra heat and like all of these things, they're putting it into the new elite experience. And the more simple they can make a system, the better it's going to sell for you guys, right? Like if you guys are trying to sell weight loss right now and you're like, oh, well, you need this, and this, and this, because your lifestyle is the way that it is, right? Because you like to eat the cupcakes, because you like to eat your tacos, and like, you know what I mean? So Lavelle's making it that much more simple for us to just be like, hey, if you want weight loss, go with this one. And you just literally have to do that. And maybe like 1 or 2 plus line products to take you to the next level, versus like having like 5. So I am damn excited. So excited for that. Yeah, I'm so excited for
Cool.
Elite to come.
I want to add this really, really quickly, because some of you guys don't need to lose weight, or you feel like you're not the epitome of where you should be, which most of us are not. Okay. I gained like 10 pounds since my wedding, and I told Tim that's got to go. It's got to go before I add another 10 to it. Right. Anyways, I like literally, I want you guys to understand, I stood on stage at 300 and something pounds, and I was teaching the social media panel to all of Lavelle, and I stood on stage the year before that and, was asked to be a speaker. I accepted, my millionaire at like 270 something pounds. Like I was in the process. I just had surgery 6 weeks before. And you guys, I want you to know this. If you are feeling anything, then you have something to share. If you are getting up and you have energy, you are a work in progress too. Okay. And that's what it's all about. Do not worry about where you're not at or where you want, like share where you're going. Okay. And let people know they can come along with you, that you are working on these changes, that you are doing this for yourself. Or if you don't have any weight to lose, or, you don't have any fitness stuff to hit, like, how are you feeling every day? How are you able to get up? Because people want to know. Okay. People want to know, how do you have all this energy? How are you getting up every day and doing this, and that? Right. Like, how is your body not aching like, I'm going to be 42 next month. And first off, that was weird to say. Okay. That was very weird to say, but I'm going to be 42 next month, and I see other 42-year-olds, and right now I'm not looking so hot, but I'm going to tell you this. Listen, I can look pretty good for 42. I'm like, okay, like it's not what I thought. And I'm not being like conceited, but I'm telling you, if you go back on my pictures from 6 years ago, I looked way older. And I definitely didn't have the health that I have today. So I definitely want to encourage you, the health aspects. Don't worry about where you're at currently. And if you don't have weight loss, go and follow Ashley Mosley. Okay. Go follow her, because you'll be inspired. And her journey had nothing to do with weight loss and everything to do with actually getting healthy. Right. So like literally, I mean, just look at Twin. Okay. Twin didn't have like massive amounts of weight to lose or anything, but now she's like, God, like where'd she get that body from? Like I'm just, yeah. Anyways, I gave up on that. So don't compare yourself or anything along those lines. Just know we are all on our journey, and there is somebody that needs to hear what you have to say and to share. Right. And everybody's going to want something else. I do want to also say one thing. since Jackie touched on the plus line products and all of that, you guys work with people with their budget. Okay. Obviously my first thing, if somebody can only get one thing, I go for the women's capsules. I absolutely want somebody to start with the women's capsules. And if they cannot afford the DFT, I will go with the lifestyle mix. Why do I do that? Because the first two products that this company had was the capsules and the lifestyle mix. Okay. And then I go with the DFT. If they don't really like shakes and they're not going to drink the shakes anyways, then I will do the capsules and the DFT, and I will supplement sometimes the balance, even though I don't feel that it is a complete supplement for it, but work with people with their budget. I have people that are just doing the women's capsules. I have people that are stubbornly that just will do the black label and swear by it. My mother, okay, my mother does that, and it drives me bonkers because I'm like, no. But seriously, I promise you, if somebody gives you a chance to give them some samples, or you can talk, share this with somebody, you're going to make some people that are not believers, right? And just focus on helping people, meet them where they're at. If they're telling you they're really struggling financially with it, then you focus on how you're going to help them get this Thrive for free. But they've got to post about it. They've got to share about it. They've got to talk about it, right? So focus on how you can help them get a sample in their hands, and then have them get some referral customers to build some credits, and they can order on the 2nd of the month. By the way, I just want to touch on this, unless it's fixed since I just checked. They are working on the Lavelle credits from where we had the update in the system for the in the ledger. Am I saying that right? I don't know. I always mispronounce every ledger. Anyways, it's not showing like where we can transfer them to people or we can even use them. So just know IT is working on that, you guys. Anytime there's a new update or they're adding something, which is a good thing, okay, because now we can buy credits. We've never been able to do that. But they are working on this and they know what's going on. Also, second thing, BOGO, know that you will see it. They are aware everybody's going to get a BOGO order, okay, but they're working on it. And I have always seen it previously. Once it's shipped, it'll show my order summary in my cloud office under like order history. Click on it, and underneath my my invoice, it'll show order summary, and then it'll show it like double time. If for some reason yours only shows one time, I mean, you can send a support ticket, but just know they're aware and you will get double, okay, when it ships. So just updating. They're making it so we can get them back if they are used. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Yay. Yay. You guys, did you see that? What Kaylee just put over here? By the way, that's one of the reasons why these are not showing, okay? And they're making it so if somebody doesn't use them and you sent them to them, which I've always sent an email or sent a support ticket and got my credits back anyways, but this will make the process a lot easier. If somebody that you sent credits to does not place the order, then you can get them back. Yay, that's huge. So they can take a minute and order, and we'll order whenever they get their credits, right? But I just wanted to add that in because you guys, sometimes we can see things and there's going to be people that consistently will focus on the negative. Oh gosh, this is happening. Blah, blah, blah. You guys know there's always those negatives, right? Or you can be somebody like me, like, heck yeah, like they're doing this. That means like we're making progress and they're doing something for our benefit. Anyways, yeah, so I feel like I'm so excited to see you guys back tonight, because literally I have been dying behind the screen. Like I have missed these Monday calls and seeing you guys, and it pumps me up for the week. It makes me like extremely excited. For one, I have never been more sure about where I'm supposed to be, and like this is kind of where Jackie was talking about, in alignment with the leadership and everybody that is here and working together. Like, I just feel very excited and I'm sure everybody can probably see it on the pages and so forth. And it's like, I kind of feel like I got quiet because, sometimes when you've been in this industry for a long time, you can feel like, man, people are tired of hearing from me, or people are tired of here in my mouth. Or I'm showing, I'm like volunteering for everything. And then, anyways, I lost a little bit of confidence over the past couple of years when I was going through my divorce, and like I thought that I had stepped back a little bit. And then Jackie and Kaylee kind of have reminded me that my stepping back is what most people's showing up all the time. Like, I mean, like, like times 100.
We literally had to go pull Amanda and be like, hey, like, snap out of it. Like, yeah, right. Yeah, right.
But, and I think the reason why, and I want you guys to caution yourself on this, is that I am the type of person that if somebody doesn't hit their goal, or they're not where they want to be, or their pay isn't where it's at, I take the responsibility. Like, I beat myself over the head for it. And like, you'll stub your toe and I'm sitting there apologizing like it was my fault. Like, like you would just hit your head and like on purpose. And I'm sitting there apologizing that you're hurting now. Like, I'm that person. So please understand, you guys, there are going to be people that join you that you want them to do so good, but they're like not doing anything. So, or they're just not getting paid yet what you feel they should be, because they just haven't hit that mark yet. They haven't hit their people yet. And you guys, it's a magical thing when you build your confidence and you just start sharing it. That, listen, first off, if you don't know, ask. Every single person will be helpful here. Okay. Know that if you don't get the response right away, ask somebody else. Rely on your sidelines like it's nobody's business too. Right. So yes, obviously, if your upline's available, reach out to them. But you guys, sometimes your upline's not going to be the main person that's going to actually be the person you want to talk to, because your upline might not know anything more about a certain thing or whatever. Like, nobody would go to Jamie Pecca and ask her about gastric sleeve and somebody thriving, right? But they would come to me. Somebody that's a hairstylist, I'm thinking Amber Manquest. Somebody that is just the biggest hearted, like, soul on the planet. Like, I'm gonna go to Kaylee or Chas, right? And you guys, if it's something that's like super analytical, or something that somebody's got to be super organized, or I'm like, Jackie, help. You guys, so like literally, like I mean, if it's notes specifically, like I'm like literally like, Jackie, Kaylee, help me somewhere, because one of them probably has it. It's not me. So know that it's okay. Like, you don't have to make like the coolest stuff. Julie and I were talking about that earlier. She's like, yeah, I don't know how these people make all these graphics. I'm like, I don't know, girl. I find them and save them, and I'm like sharing them right away. I don't know. Because it's okay. Like, it's all right. Know that you don't have to be perfect at everything. You could be learning. If you're not great at stories, get on YouTube, start practicing. Okay. Because guess what? Somebody else is going to start tomorrow. And that's another thing I want to share. If you guys learn something, please share it. Do not hold yourself. I don't care if you joined yesterday, or you joined today, or you joined 10 years ago. Okay. If you learn something and it is helpful to you, please share it, because I want it. And everybody else does too. And honestly, that's how I feel like I became like a leader in this industry over the years, is that when I didn't even have a rank associated with my name, I started teaching and sharing everything I learned. And then people started asking me to be on like calls and Zooms and stuff. And I was like, okay, what? And I just kept on doing it. And I was signing customers, I was signing promoters, and I was doing all the things. And it was just because I was out there learning the stuff that nobody had resources for. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go figure out TikTok. I'm going to go figure out Instagram. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And yeah, so that's why I'm doing 365 days of TikToks, because I figure, you know what? At the end of 365 days, I'm going to be exploding. Yeah.
That is crazy, but yes, you will. I want to actually share something before we get off, because I am going to share this PDF, and I did a whole freaking Zoom to break down this PDF, and I wish I could do it again, but I did it already. Anyways, it's a PDF that is going to help you guys with your personal goals. But one of the really big things is just kind of doing the daily. And the very last page of this PDF is about daily rituals. And when you guys see it, like you guys can do this every single day. It doesn't take a long time. You can literally do it in your bed at the time that you take your capsules. And this is just kind of something that tomorrow when you guys wake up, like I want you guys to practice something like this. And you know, if you like it, if you feel good at the end of it, like it should be really natural to do it every single day. And it's going to make you a way better, more like grateful, powerful, grounded person in general, that, you know, when you wake up in the morning, you're just going to be able to be ready for everything, right? And these daily rituals, really simple, you guys: present, future, and then past. Okay, so just remember those three things: present, future, past, in that order. Okay, so what I want you guys to do in the mornings is start with being present and start with being grateful, right? Ask yourself, like, you know, what are you grateful for? I can always tell you, for me, when I wake up in the morning, I'm thinking about what I'm grateful for. I'm always like, well, I'm just grateful I'm not grumpy like I used to be, and like some of these things, right? But just say, like, what are you grateful for? If today is Tuesday, you're like, oh, it's payday today, like I'm grateful for that. Or if you have something coming up later on where you have an event you're going to, I'm grateful for that, right? You know, my son is doing better in school, I'm grateful for that. Just be grateful, right? Start with being present where you are today. Like, you know, you feel good, your body doesn't ache, be grateful, right? So daily ritual, start with that, being present, and ask yourself, what are you grateful for? Next step is to think about where you're headed and envision your future. And you know, that's like, you know, when we wake up in the morning, it's like, you know, think about what your future goals are, the things you want to do in life. Doesn't have to be huge. These can be little things like, you know, I want to get X, Y, and Z done today, right? And then like, what affirmations, so this is the affirmation part, what affirmations do you need to hear for you to see it, feel it, become it, right? Like whatever it is, right? So think about your future in mind and what do you need to tell yourself? The affirmations is really important. Like if you are somebody who struggles with self-doubt, like confidence in like what you're doing, or like whatever, right? If you don't trust yourself for certain things, like, oh, I don't know if I can do that, or like I'm just not ready yet. If you guys have that kind of doubt, I want you to change it, right? Tell yourself an affirmation like, I am worthy, right? I am confident, like I can do this. Like these are things you need to tell yourself during this little ritual, right? It's really fast, right? It doesn't have to be super long. I don't want you guys to overthink this kind of stuff. You're just starting with being present. You're thinking about your future. You're telling yourself affirmations so that you can work towards that future. And then the last part, you guys, this is the hard part. This is the hard part, okay? And this is the most important part, because this is the part that's going to get your ass up and it's going to motivate you to crush your goals. And you're going to run so far and so hard, because I want you guys to think about, you know, I want you guys to remind yourself, one, of where you don't want to be, or a past version of yourself that you don't want to go back to, okay? That is how I end off my daily rituals, because that is the greatest motivation, right? It's literally the greatest motivation. Like, I don't want to go back to being 30 pounds heavier than I was. I don't want to go back to being broke. I don't want to go back to those things, right? And that is going to motivate you to get up, right? It's like, if you drag your feet to go take your shake, like I need to go take my shake right now because I don't, like, you know what I mean? Like, I end off my daily rituals with that. So I start with being present. I think about my future, tell myself affirmations to make sure that I have that confidence to get there. And then I end it off with a little bit of fear, you guys. We all have fear. You guys just have to use that fear to your, to something, like turn it into something positive, right? Like, you know, we all run away from something. Don't let that be your problems, right? Don't run away from your problems. You need to actually, like, you know, run away from a past version of yourself. Like, I can't stress that enough, because if you guys just think about it, you guys are all here because you guys are thrivers. These products have changed your lives, right? Like 3 steps. Like, obviously, if you guys are hopping onto a Zoom, however many times a week, a month, or whatever, like something ties you to these products, it's made you a better person, right? Imagine you not having those products, right? If I just think about that, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go take my products right now. Like, thank God I have it. But these are just 3 simple daily rituals, you guys. If you pop your capsules, you can literally think of this stuff really fast. And this framework, this like state of mind, it will change like everything about you, right? You will get up and start doing things like faster, right? If you just think like, Amanda, can you imagine going back to places that, some of those places that we've talked about in our stories?
No, no, no. Like, and that's just it, guys. And I think about why I started Thriving to begin with. Like, as you were sitting there talking, I was like, man, I was a skeptic and I talked major crap on Thrive. Okay. Major crap on Thrive. And I'll tell you, I even called it a crack patch. I mean, I'll just say it. I did. All right. There's like screenshots out there that prove that. But, all right. I will tell you, I said that, but I was the first to say, holy moly, look, okay, like I wasn't sleeping. I didn't have any energy. I just felt blah. I was not excited about anything. Day one, I was ready to like clean and do things and up and moving. And like I said, just looking back at pictures of myself, wow. Looking back, oh, hold on. Looking back at just everything, standing up for myself, friendships, taking the expectations off the table that other people have for me and like really kind of like looking inward of what it is that I want and where I want to go. Being able to help the people that I've helped, seeing the lives change. Like, I'm like, wow, like if I would have said no, or I would never have done this, I would still be working full time at the hospital with the same people that were complaining every single night about working, and just like, no matter what, you guys, there's going to be hard things, no matter what job opportunity you have, no matter what you decide to do in this life, you're either going to stay the same if you change nothing, or you're going to, really kind of sit down and say, you know what, today I am grateful for how I feel when I wake up in the morning and I take my 3 steps, right? Or how my capsule is like, I'm up and moving and my body doesn't ache and I slept peacefully. Or, you're sitting there and you're waking up in the morning and you're saying, you know what, I am strong. I am courageous. I am worthy. And like the reality of it is some of you guys, like, and I have my brother-in-law is in treatment right now and he gets out on Sunday. And I'm going to tell you what, you guys, he's 23 years old and very traumatically lost his dad and his mom when he was 18, 19. And he grew up in just a home that was like, he saw nothing but abuse. And anyways, he did not want to get help, but he called me one night and said, Amanda, I got to go to the hospital. And this is after his grandmother passed away. And you guys, that boy is about to finish, 6 weeks. So, well, 6 weeks, yeah, 14 days of detox and 28 days at this treatment center. He could have walked out and signed himself out at any time. And he made a commitment. And I told him this as soon as he went in there, day one, I said, I want you to look in the mirror every day. And I want you to tell yourself that you are worthy and that I want you to look in the mirror and say you are proud of yourself. I want you to have something that you can be proud of. And I want you to know that you are not your past. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You get to decide what tomorrow is going to bring. And he has a little girl that he is not doing. He's doing this for himself at this point, you guys, because he cannot give her or be the father that he wants to be or even dreamed of being until he does it. So every day he writes in this book that I kept on bringing him all these little composition books every time I go to see him. And I've been there every single week, multiple times a week. And they're not even allowed to have visitors, but I still show up and drop off stuff, right? But the reality of it is that you have to make that decision, that commitment that you don't want to be where you were, that you're going to believe and you're going to say that you're worthy of this. And listen, it may be friendships, it may be community, it may be, your health, it may be money, whatever your reason is. Okay. I want you to write down something that you are wanting to become, that you don't want to feel like if it's negative, like, where the past, where you were tired, where you are all those things, like whatever your words are that you speak for the future, those are the things that are going to become your reality. I just seen a lady on TikTok talking about luck always comes my way. And she's like, I started saying that every single day. And she says, by golly, I'm the luckiest woman on earth. And like every time something else is happening good, because why? I want you to think about why is stuff keep on happening good for her. You guys, she is literally speaking it into life. And when you do that, crazy things start happening. Like every day, if you got up and instead of bitching and complaining, like, excuse my language, but literally, if like you get up and the first thing you do is bitch and complain and yelling at people, ask yourself, like, why am I bitching? Like, why is this happening every single morning? Yeah.
That used to be me before Thrive, like every day, like every freaking day. That's like the biggest change. Like,
And if you ask my kids, they'll tell you the same, you guys, about me. I am the worst morning person. And in fact, if you're in the team chat, you know, I say, good morning, guys. I just took my Thrive. I'll be back after it kicks in. Like literally, I do that all the time. Because, and Julian, you've been around for a long time. You know, I have never been a morning person. I have never hidden that. That is just who I am. And yeah, like, all you gotta do is look at some of my, yeah, like you just gotta see some of my pictures first thing in the morning. You can pretty much tell I'm a nightmare. And if something goes wrong first thing in the morning, like now I have Thrive, okay? I'm way cooler. I'm way calmer. In fact, my kids are like, but also, you guys, I'm just gonna be straight up honest with you. Some things are outside of Thrive, okay? And for me, I was very miserable and living a very stressful life in my marriage and in my home life. And just be honest with you, that had to change. Okay. So it was beyond Thrive. Thrive couldn't fix that. Sometimes things are deeper, right? So some things, if you hate your job that you go to every day, you have a couple options. Like you work, bust your ass with Thrive business, then there you go. Or, you know, no, aside from that, you go get a different job. Like you're not going to stay where you're miserable, right? And I'm not talking about like leave your families or anything. Like, no, like if your house is a mess and your kids aren't cleaning up after themselves, like guess what? They got chores that they got to do, or else they lose some of their privileges. Trust me, take away these damn phones and computers and they'll be doing all things all the time. But seriously, anyways, it's after 10 and I'm so sorry I went off on a tangent. Surprise, surprise. Jackie, is there anything else that you can think of? Because you guys, I just want you to go into this year and this month, especially this month, knowing first off, big things are going to happen. I hope you come along for the journey. I hope you guys latch onto our arms and you know, I just hope that you guys remember that it all starts in here, right? And then it starts with your actions afterwards. Like it starts here, but then you have to put actions into play in order to achieve anything. So I hope and pray that each one of you guys are very prosperous and successful and, you know, you hit every goal that you put out for yourself, big and little.
My only advice is like there's so much going on, and at the beginning of the year we're all going to have our own personal goals, and my recommendation and suggestion is just move together, right? You're going to do things at your own pace, but you want to make sure that you're moving with everybody, right? Like you know what I mean? Like move with everybody. Like, you know, just yeah, like make sure that you guys are keeping up, but doing it at your own pace, if that makes sense. Does that make sense to you guys? But yeah, I'm excited. Like you guys are going to start seeing a lot of this stuff, like just like coming to fruition. I wouldn't doubt it if we got an announcement from Lavelle, like in the next couple of like, you
Last
know,
year it was on January 4th.
yeah, I mean, they're on
FYI.
vacation too, you guys. Our corporate team they're still on vacation. Today is actually a reserved holiday, right? This is the
That's
actual
why Tim's
day.
home. Yep.
Yeah, everybody's actually that's reserved. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we get our minds blown or something, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, make sure you guys.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I see a couple questions over here. I'm just going to just address them real quick and then we'll hang up. Okay. Ultimate Thrivers. So it is literally, you have to be on auto ship. You have to be on the products. You have to take pictures of yourself. And we do have customer groups and so forth, but Ultimate Thriver is not overcomplicated at all. It is literally just taking your products. They do have to be, you know, ordering on auto ship for those for January, February, and March, right? Oh crap. I didn't look at those things. Anyways, yeah, so they have to be on, I think it is January, February, March, right? You have to have an order placed in January, February, March. Is that right, Jackie?
Yeah, you have to have
Yes.
an order in January.
Yes, January, February, March. See, I knew I was right because conference is in April, right? So that's when Ultimate Thriver like you're going to hear about winners and all that stuff, right? So, here's what I suggest to anybody that is first time around with Ultimate Thriver. Stay focused on somebody getting started. I've seen people like, I don't know if I can commit to that. You know what? As long as you get started, then you can't say, well, I wish I would have. If you fall short and you don't finish something, it's okay. Guess what? I started and quit diets all the time. But if you want to do it, know that we're going to have a support group. We're going to have tons of posts and sharing stuff. We're going to have accountability. If you have your own customers, add them into an own chat. You stay accountable with them, right? You just have to submit pictures before, during, and you'll get an email for it. And then at the end, like I said, they have to have an auto ship of 160. I think, is it 160 or is it just,
It's 150 this year.
150. Okay. See, wow. Okay. So you don't even have to technically do the 3 steps then. You would just have to be consistent with doing. So say you have somebody that's not going to do that, but they have to have 150 each month. If that's a problem, then your goal is by February 2nd, by the end of January, to get them thriving for free. Okay. So help them get their products. And by that, I mean, have them share stuff that they want to accomplish and get samples out with their posts, okay, from their friends, and get their friends ordering. And then you can, because they are doing this, right? Like, who doesn't want to win like those prizes? Their friends are probably going to want to. So they're advertising for you. And then also Elite. For some reason, I'm thinking like somebody said something around the 8th about Elite. Are we going to hear something else here soon? Like when the final launches of it? Jackie, am I making that number up? Because I totally could be making that up, you guys, right now.
The 8th was our original launch date.
Okay.
So
All right. So we
it
did.
very well could be, just because people have to be able to reorder it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But-
and you guys, listen, you don't want them to be ordering, because there's orders that are shipping now, right? So they started shipping the first round of the pre-orders. The second round is going to be obviously just happened, and it is a supply meets demand type situation, right? Which is actually a very good thing. However, know that I am starting my customers that want to do Elite off with the 3 steps, with these 3 steps that we currently have, because if not, they're going to continue with their same habits, right? So by starting them on the 3 steps they're currently on, you can get the anniversary DFT. That's the one I would suggest for them if they cannot do it. Add balance if they're willing. Of course, that's going to be a little bit more, but whatever. The 3 steps is going to help them get consistent with using the products and start getting some results right away. Jackie, we were going to say something.
No, I was just waiting at my kids.
I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm going like clear over. Yeah, you do not have to be on Elite to do the Ultimate Thriver. In fact, you guys, like I said, you don't actually have to be on any specific products. You just have to have a specific order every month. That's going to help you achieve and help your transformation, right? And know that it is not a weight that is going to determine whether you're Ultimate Thriver. So take good before and after pictures, right? And there's instructions when you go to upload it. I have to take mine tomorrow. I got to take my pictures tomorrow, and I'm not looking forward to it, especially since I stepped on scale and saw I gained 10
I
pounds.
took mine too, and I saw it. I'm like, all right, I got it. I took mine. I did the scale. I did all the things, but yes, I'm eating a nothing but cake right now as we speak too. The leftovers of the holiday. Oh man, but I did take treat meals.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? I've slacked on that. So I'm going to make sure I am taking it more. And you guys, that's it. And that's really what it comes down to, is be easy on yourself. Okay. Quit being so darn hard on yourselves and throwing in the towel because, like, maybe you have a setback, or maybe today didn't go as great as you wanted it to. Think about the things, the past, present, and future. Okay. Think about the things that you did do good. Think about the fact that you're here, you're on this Zoom, you're present, you're trying to do better for yourself. And tomorrow you get up and you start again, right? So just stay positive. Know that we are all here. I'm going to be here regardless. I hope you'll stick around with us and do it all and kick some butt. And I hope multiple of you are on here as the winners, including myself, for Ultimate Thriver. Okay. Cause I'm going for it. Like, I'm serious. I got that hula hoop thing. You guys are about to see me doing some TikToks with hula hoop on like a crazy because I can't help myself. And I feel like, I don't know, I like to do stupid stuff sometimes. So I'm going to hula hoop with it, and I'm going to get my butt and my belly to be all nice and flat, and everybody say, how'd you do that? I'm gonna tell them hula hooped my way there. But no, seriously, I'll keep talking all night. I love you guys. Jackie, thank you so much. I'll get this recording up as soon as it uploads, and I'm gonna go make my video for TikTok and everywhere else. So I love you guys. Bye. Have a good night. If I can get this stopped.